So the Elden Ring Nightreign network test is done, and a lot of people had a blast. Today I just want to discuss some things that I feel the game needs for success, and some things that I just want to see. Let's start with the musts. First, Nightreign needs to have cross-platform matchmaking, or the console players, especially on Xbox, may struggle to matchmake. Secondly, it needs to allow 1, 2, or 3 player teams. This is an absolute must. There will be people who want to play just as a pair, whether it's for the challenge or just a preference. This has to be allowed. Third, it needs to have biome and map variation. Not just slightly different color palettes, but actually feeling like the areas are unique. And these don't have to be directly ripped from Elden Ring's map either. Make new ones, go hard, make the rotation of maps keep the game feeling completely fresh. Finally, now this is one I have to explain carefully to not generate hate, but Nightreign has to adopt some MMO features. Now hear me out. What I mean is they should make it so that there's a mentor type system, like in FF14. So with the mentor system, if you're an absolute badass and you complete multiple runs, that you get priority matchmaking, which shortens your queue time, and your goal is to help others learn and find out the correct and less frustrating ways to approach the runs. Keep them on track and give you some kind of bonus for carrying the stragglers through. This will help with the player drop-off, because I imagine for some people, they will really struggle going from their 40-hour slow playthrough in Limgrave during their runs in Elden Ring to the much hastened pace of Nightreign. Moving on to my wants. Firstly, I want to have achievements. Maybe it does already, and it's been confirmed I didn't see it, but I haven't seen it so far. But the Elden Ring DLC didn't have them, and that was a bit of a letdown for me. But additional to that, I want there to be a leaderboard and open stats for the highest players in the game in the hub area, visible to everyone. Secondly, I want the player hub to be like Destiny's hub, in that there are multiple people in the lobbies, and I want there to be a sort of dual arena where I can opt in for PvP, even if it's just to mess around while waiting for another match. Thirdly, I want the ability to fight bosses I have previously faced, either solo or with my group from in the hub area. Like in Final Fantasy VII Remake, the VR setup they have there, or in Armored Core 6. But more so to learn movesets and attacks of bosses you may have encountered very rarely. So there might be a boss that you saw it once and you're like, that wrecked me, I want to know how to dodge that attack. You know, imagine going through 4 different runs before seeing him again, and then you see him again, you're like, oh, what was his moveset again? I just feel like if they give this ability, that'll make everyone better at the game. And otherwise it might get frustrating, because obviously in Elden Ring and other Souls games, you just go up and you just keep fighting the same boss, whereas that's not really true here in that respect. But if they... And then you could argue, oh, they'll just make it so it's the same bosses, you know, for a week. That's worse. That's so much worse in my opinion, because then you're fighting the same boss all week. And if you're someone who wants to just no life this and play it 24/7, that's just going to get boring as all hell. But I digress. This can also have a leaderboard attached to it. So this suggestion that I'm making, they could make it so there's like challenges to fight bosses, and you could have like leaderboards, like total damage done, or like over damage, overkill, or like time, like how quickly you killed it, how many different people you had, and what what group makeup you had. So yeah, that's just another thing I want. Finally, I want them to take big risks with this game. I want them to make it as random as possible, and I want to make it so that sometimes it's practically unwinnable in certain situations. Make it so that the best of us, not me, it'll be the other guys, they know they're big dicking this game. But also so that after a few weeks, everyone isn't just steamrolling every run. That won't be fun either. Yeah, so that's sort of additional to the other point I was making. Like, I don't want there to be one boss we fight every week, and all week. That would just be terrible. Anyway, what do you guys want for Nightreign? I'm Warrawana. Goodbye.